next time I'll check Instagram for that stuff too.
And it should pop through here in just a moment. For those of us joining us right now, my name's Dakota. This is Fifth Avenue's monthly live stream. And now people are joining us on Instagram. We're going to go ahead and make that happen, Captain.
Right now? Wait, are we? Is this real live?
Yeah, no, it's fun. Go live. And there we go. This is so clunky.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meta. Thank you.
It is very off too.
YouTube too, or
There we go.
YouTube, Facebook, and now Instagram as well.
Yep.
Do the countdown, or is it too late now? Because we're already.
Oh no, we're going.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Going. We're
You know what?
It's too late. We're already going.
Oh, wait for it.
All right.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Dakota, we don't need
That's
it.
fun. Anyway, like I was saying, my name's Dakota. This is Fifth Avenue Cigars monthly live stream where we get some fun people from around Alaska to talk about what they do up here that's kind of unique, and also just kind of bullshit about cigars. And today we're joined by Loren, our guest. What do you want to say? Put you in the spotlight.
Hello, everybody. I'm Loren. I'm here to enjoy a cigar with these guys and
Excellent.
kick back and relax.
Thank you. So Lauren, you regular at the shop here. Come in often. Got to know you. You're a airplane mechanic on Merrill Field.
Yep, I'm a aircraft mechanic inspector.
Nice.
And got a hangar on Merrill, right next to Aero Twin, if anybody's familiar with Merrill Field. And do annuals, inspections, repairs.
It was the first actual commercial airport in Alaska, wasn't it?
No,
Because
I want to say.
yeah.
I know the Park Strip was one till they constructed Merrill Field, but
Not
Park
in
Strip.
Alaska. Maybe in
Okay.
Anchorage, but in Alaska it was.
Wouldn't that be like up
It
in
was
the
down on the Panhandle. I don't remember if it was Sitka or.
I'm going to say it was probably Ketchikan because I'm from there.
We'll
Doesn't matter. It
We'll go
landed
with
on
it.
the water.
Either
go
way.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad used to have a plane on not Merrill Field, but
They could.
Lake Hood.
Was it a Pelican?
Lake Buccaneer?
Mm.
So
Ooh.
kind of like a pelican, it floats.
Kind of like a Pelican, but way cheaper and not as nice.
I don't know if I'd
Actually, they're
say
kind of cool.
cheap, but yeah.
It's called a Buccaneer. It's not bad.
No, he loved that thing. He used to fly it around everywhere, and we'd go from here to Nancy Lake and hang out at the cabin and have a good time. It was great. I miss airplanes so much. I'd love to freaking have one again.
Well, I got 3 airplanes. One's in the backyard of my ex-wife's house, and which is perfect
It's only in a,
because I don't have any place else to put it.
That's the one not working at right now.
Exactly, yeah. And I have a small Taylorcraft on Merrill and 2 parking spots next to it. I have a 185 that I just got, and I'm learning how to fly.
Nice.
And hopefully I'll be up in the sky with my own airplanes. So
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Another.
When are you looking to do that?
I canceled a flight yesterday due to weather, but I'm taking lessons right now. So
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Dakota,
cold right
swap
now.
Places for like 10 minutes.
how come?
We've got a technical thing we need solved, and you're the person that does it. So I'm gonna sit in for Dakota, and he left me with nothing to drink. Thanks, Dakota.
Welcome, Mike.
Hello. I'm gonna try to sort this out if y'all want to talk.
Enter
Right on.
confirmation code for something.
Oh, thank you.
Beverage.
Right on.
So I don't know what this is.
Yeah, me neither.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to here.
Instagram. Sorry.
Go back.
Okay. 250.
You're not supposed to give it out to anybody.
That's fine. I got it.
All right.
So
Anyway, sorry to interrupt, guys. We've got a technical thing that Dakota has to solve upstairs.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna sit in for him for a couple of minutes here while he gets it.
We're just easing into Loren explaining to us all the fanciful stuff, like the awesome plane he's got in his ex-wife's backyard.
Yeah. No, I was right there. I mean,
back on track.
it's a
Just
recap
taking
here
some
for
lessons.
everybody that's watching. So
When did you start tinkering with airplanes? Has this been a lifelong thing, or?
I grew up right at the bottom of Russian Jacks over back in the day, back before they had the softball fields back there, and it was right at the final for Merrill Field, and been watching the airplanes up, and I was in love with airplanes since I was a kid. And you know, when I was older, I always wanted to fly, and you know, being this really smart guy that I am, I thought, you know, if I can fix planes before I fly them, that'd be the best thing.
If I could make sure that my planes were safe,
You know, so because I can tinker, and you know, I'm going to learn how to fix and build airplanes, and
It's like how I wanted to learn how to pack a parachute before skydiving. Just really make sure, you know, hands-on approach.
That's why one of his legs is titanium.
well, I never got past the working on them and flying part, you know. So
It's got to be cold learning right now. I mean, planes don't have very big heaters from my
they
experience.
actually got some pretty good heat.
Might be a
You
little
know,
better.
I mean, it's coming right off the exhaust, so you're looking at 350 degrees coming right into the plane, and so it expanses and you know cools off really quick. So I mean, you're not getting 350, but
Okay,
you know, it definitely, you know.
I guess my experience was North Slope planes. Which,
Okay. I was gonna say when I was in Kodiak, when we flew out of Kodiak in November, we flew in a Beaver, and it was 8 degrees when we took off, and it was fine. I mean, there's enough heat, you know. And then I don't know what temperature it was at the altitude we were, but it wasn't warm.
No, but you wear your thermals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you got
Dress
wool
for
socks.
it. Yeah, dress for it.
Yeah, the planes up on the slope, man. They try, but it is just so freaking cold in those planes. And anybody else who knows, it's just not fun.
We got a couple of comments on here. We said
We got a hello. We got a good evening.
so Chip on here. What's up, Chip?
So we got Chip here.
I'm tuning in. Appreciate you.
We got hello.
Brandon, haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for chiming in.
Then Texas Taurus.
And then we got Texas Taurus. Hello, everyone. What are your pronouns?
All of my nouns are professional.
Oh, yeah, they're all pronouns.
They went pro a couple years ago. Amateur for a long time. Finally broke into the professional circuit of nounery.
Of nounery.
Mound them.
So,
Well, I haven't lit my cigar. It's still over there, so I'm just here. No, don't worry. I'm not gonna light it to be on camera for 5 minutes.
there you go.
I'm all right.
Too late.
No.
All right.
Saving it for the next show.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So, flying. I took a quick little lesson years ago and loved it. It was right after high school. Never got back into figuring out how to go about learning how to fly. But you assume you're taking classes at Merrill Field?
Yeah, I'm going through land and sea aviation for school, but I've been flying, you know, forever. I volunteer as the director of maintenance for the Iditarod Air Force.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and so you know we do move all the checkpoint stuff, the vets, marshals, everything, food, everything up the trail. And so every year get in a plane and go to McGrath or Unaclate and then go out from there. So yeah, I got a lot of experience in the seat.
Good way to get some hours.
Yeah. You know, I might not have my own personal hours, but I can sit there and go like this. What about the plane goes like this, you know? But
Wake everybody up real quick. Just
oh yeah.
I was going to try and do your voice, but I can't.
But
Whole lot of 30 years of smoking and cocaine.
My pronoun is badass.
is it just bad and then ass, or both of them are badass?
It's just badass. Ugh.
But yeah, I've got, you know, a lot of my friends have planes, and you know, one of my best friends got them all, and it's got a cabin up on the Yentna, so a lot of flying.
Nice. I've always wanted a goose, but it's just a little out of my price range.
You're also buying like a semi-commercial cargo plane, so like they're not exactly cheap.
I don't mean to be, you know, cruel or nothing, but I think Jimmy Buffett's is up for sale.
What?
Can you imagine?
That would be awesome.
That would be cool. You'd have to go to a foreign country, but you could definitely have margarita time while flying.
I mean, international waters, right? You just don't have to worry about it.
Well, technically, you're piloting at that point, right? If you're on the low enough to the water.
What was it? Ground effect? Just hit it at the right altitude.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Goose, man. I mean, Tailspin. Kind of, they modeled that one cartoon plane after that.
Mhm.
I really liked it, and so always wanted one. And my dad, he always wanted one. Kind of drew me. Amphibious, just like my dad's Lake Buccaneer. But
Mhm.
it was always something interesting to figure out. But never have I done it. But hopefully soon I'll get back into trying to figure it out. I'm just afraid of ground school. You know, all the radio talk. I don't like radios anymore.
Just have to go to a freer country with no rules, like Mongolia. Fly one in Mongolia.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, as a mechanic, you got to taxi the airplanes around to get it to the hangar or not. So you get used to talking on the radio to the tower and stuff.
Mhm.
It's a little bit, they're a little bit more lenient for mechanics. So I have bad habits. So my instructor's like, no. You gotta say this and this and this.
Call him
I get
Jeff.
that. I know what I'm talking about, you know.
You gotta say, "Hey, Tower." You can't say Jeff, just because you know the guy.
Yo, bro, can you do this for me?
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
I mean, in your younger days, did you for your career have to fly around and repair stuff? Did you have any
Yeah, my
uniquely Alaskan fly in, fix something, have to ride on that aircraft back kind of situation?
oh yeah. You know what? Well, first off, I'm never afraid to find a plane that I've worked on. I've been
You're braver than I am.
well, no, I've fixed some planes on the Iditarod Trail where they said you can't get in this plane. I'm like, bullshit. You know, I worked on it. I'm not afraid to get in the plane. No, you can't do it. You know, and so they
pilot's
forced me
willing to
not to
take
get
the
on
risk.
the airplane. But
Really?
yeah,
Right.
you know, and I was just like, that's bullshit. But my first job was with South Central Air out of Kenai back in 95.
I was gonna say that's many
95.
moons ago.
Yeah, and we would fly to English Bay, Nanwalek, and every once in a while we'd have to go work on a plane. So they'd fly me out with some tools and drop me off with a part, and they fix it and fly back with the plane.
It's your ride back. You better fix it.
Yeah, you know, you got a pilot standing up going, "Done yet? Are you done yet?"
Hold the flashlight for me. I'll get done quicker.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's
Get
happened
home-minded.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Sounds pretty fun. I mean,
I've got
you get to see a lot of Alaska that way.
a neighbor who works for the state and he works for the state and maintains a lot of the helps maintain a lot of the state planes for like the Forest Service and stuff like that. And some of the stories he's told me, like flying out to the middle of nowhere in Nome when it's like 20, 30 below, and they get the engine started, but it's not going to start again if they have to stop it.
Oh yeah.
And they don't have any warmers for the cabin at this point, so he just gears up and goes up and he talks to the pilots. The pilots are like, yeah, we're okay with it. All right. And sits down and just kind of digs his knuckles in there and is like, all right, this is going to be the longest hour 45 minutes of my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's been a lot of cold weather starts on the Iditarod, so
Yeah.
Unifleet and McGrath, you know, 20 below zero. Getting the plane started. I think, and that was the coldest that I've worked on a plane was at 20 below, changing the exhaust on a 170.
I've never had the opportunity to ask, but like in Rise of the Phoenix, in both the original one and the newer one, they start the plane with shotgun shells.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's older planes.
You take the load out, but you
don't use a shot.
Yeah, it's just to get the prop
compression.
turned. Yeah.
Yeah, using compression to push the piston down and spin the crank.
Is that on planes here in Anchorage or out of Merrill Field,
Not
or is
that I
that
know of.
or is that like a very old, archaic kind of thing?
I don't know of any planes that use them anymore that are, flying. that
old
are-
tractors
aren't
used to
in
use the same kind of thing, but I mean, there's no need for it nowadays. If you
Starter motors are where they need to be now.
If you're at that point of using that, you get pretty damn old airplane, old
Like-
engine.
The original Flight of Phoenix took place in the 50s, which that kind of made sense. But the newer one, they still did it. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
And you're really taking care of this thing too, because it's it's pretty damn old.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here.
I got
Bruce Bush coming in.
Oh,
Brucey, baby, talk to me. What are you doing?
Uh,
Mr. Bruce Bush here of Kernberger Cigars. Little
Yep.
favorite.
What a
Oh,
tailgate action right there, Bruce.
we got Carlos,
Tailgate going on.
not in person.
What's
What up, fam?
going on, Carlos? How you doing, bud? Alaska Cigar Aficionados.
And then,
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
what about Instagram? Any comments over there?
Let's go ahead and take a look here. We can read them off to the people on every other platform. Nope. We got Garo Cigars joined us.
Garo. Yeah.
Garo.
RHR. That's
Uh,
that's Robert. He's probably sitting over in the lounge right now.
907 Piper. I'm assuming he's got a Piper Cub.
Hopefully.
And then
Or he smokes a pipe. I don't know.
CR something or other.
What is the oldest plane you've inspected that is still flying? And I'm talking outside of the museum. They have some archaic stuff.
I'd probably say my own plane. The 46 Tailorcraft.
Okay.
It's a DC 65, and it's Tailorcrafts are usually a bench seat, so you sit side by side. And the military model was a L2, and then the civilian model is a DC 65, and they're the tandem. They're the only tandem Tailorcrafts that were made. So
Is it aluminum or fabric
no, it's
skin?
fabric. Yeah, steel tube fabric.
Does it have a really like nice heater in it or none at all?
I couldn't tell you right now. We'll find out here in about a month.
You saw it, you fell in love, and you bought it, and now you're going to find the rust.
Well, I got an L2. That's the one that's in the backyard. That's the military one, and that was going to be the one that I fixed up and flew. But yeah, it's still in the backyard. And then
Now it's a parts rig.
it is.
Mhm.
That's how I got the DC 65 running. It's stealing parts off of the other one and refabricating, and we got it flying last spring. And I've been up in it a couple times, but not in the winter time, so I don't know how the heater works in it yet. But it's got a little bit larger motor. It's got an 85 horse instead of the 65, so I'm hoping the heater works good.
Yeah.
I'll be
Is it quite in the ultralight class, or is it still a standard plane? Because I know some of them are just on the cusp.
I don't remember. I believe it is in the lightweight
Okay.
category. It could be, but it's still certified as a regular. So
I know some ultralights you don't technically require a pilot's license if you stay
Right.
underneath a certain footage.
yeah, I think this one would qualify,
Okay.
but I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. But yeah,
Please go have fun.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the proper docs to do it right. I always thought, who needs the license?
You're an inspector.
You
You got to do it right. That's the shitty part.
Yeah.
Got a couple more. We got Bruce. Just got back from Vegas. So must have been at
TPA.
TPA.
He's been posting up like that, like about crazy,
Mm-hmm.
We also got Sean from Seward.
Sean, how you doing?
I don't
Sean?
know what Sean this is from Seward. If you're from Seward, I'm sorry, but it's a beautiful town.
Sean in
So
Seward.
I can't quite see the picture, but thanks for tuning in, man.
We got Bruce back home in Florida.
and then hanging out with hung out with Jeff from Fairbanks.
Jeff from Rat Pack Cigars up at Fairbanks. Anybody watching us, if you happen to get to Fairbanks, do a lot worse than checking out his shop, man. Jeff's
Oh, so
super
he was
nice
at
guy,
the
big
TPE,
selection.
the toilet paper expo.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, the toilet paper expo.
Yeah. So
Pretty good.
speaking of cigars, we haven't actually talked about our sticks yet today.
Oh yeah. What do you have?
Go round robin here, Chad.
Yeah.
Bruce
Starting off Karen Burger tailgate. Starting with the nice little lighter cigar than
I
what
need my
you'd
glasses,
expect from something that has a. I don't know. It's not like a spice to it, but it's got like a little bit of woodiness in there.
I mean,
it's
much
just a
blood,
really good
right?
light flavor. It's kind of like a light if you've had the Serie V Milano, those type of light flavors. Really good. I enjoy it, but a little bit more spicier, I guess, than Serie B.
Well, as I was saying, the spice has to flow. So
Yes,
Yeah.
spice must flow.
Spice must flow.
Man,
Oh, you've got Karen Berger. I've got one of our other favorites, Sagrado here. I'm having their Anatoly, which is their Sumatra edition, that I just really enjoy. It's also kind of just medium bodied, nothing too terribly strong, and I'm getting my usual. There's a very subtle and mild kind of playful spice to it, but also just like a little bit sweet here and there, a little bit toasty notes that I get out of it, which I really enjoy. I like a lot of their cigars. This is one of my favorites, and so I'm just kind of enjoying another one. It's been a little while.
I do actually have a question for Bruce in the audience here. So it's called the Anatoly. Is that like a
Nope.
throwback?
Wrong.
yeah,
Sagrado Karen Berger. It's okay. Bruce might know. He knows a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's okay.
never mind. So I was going to say,
you're thinking John Stewart.
Yeah, I'm
and
thinking
the,
John Stewart.
White
well,
Tennessee
it's the Anatoly, which like Anatolian rock is out of Turkey, right? So like Anatolian music, Anatolian culture is Turkish culture.
Sure.
And I've always liked the name has always kind of thrown me through a loop because there's nothing in there that's Turkish. So like,
I
where
don't
does the name
know.
come from?
I don't. Everything that he does, as far as I can tell, is named some sort of Spanish language. So I've never actually Googled to see what it means. I just like it.
Yeah.
It tastes good. It's just another solid offering.
If you like
Dominican made.
if you like that, you'll love Anatolian rock for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the most
All right.
psychedelic shit you've ever heard.
Ooh, okay. I'm into
Yeah.
it. I dipped this in formaldehyde, so I'm.
Oh, there you go. You're good to go. What do you have, Lauren?
Well, I picked the one with the yellow label and the beautiful woman on it. The
Pretty late cigar.
the La Gloria Cabana.
I've had that. That is a fantastic cigar.
This is the Series R one,
Yeah.
and I haven't had this one before. I've had this brand before, but not this particular cigar. And I like a good Maduro, and this has got a good robust flavor to it. It's got, I would say, you guys are saying spicy. I would say more of like a peppery taste to it, and it's very damn fine. So,
Yeah. I've had that one. It's hard to describe. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Have you had this Siriar Maduro?
That is the Maduro.
That's the natural.
That's the natural.
Yeah, it's kind of a dark looking natural wrap. And honestly, I should know this, but I can't even think of what particular type it is. But there's the Siriar and then there's the Siriar Maduro, which is
Believe
even
that.
dark. That one's actually,
Yeah.
it's like the color of this
I could have
mask.
swore we
Yeah,
only
it's
bought
dark,
that.
that one.
I could have
No,
swore we only bought the
gotta go
Maduro,
back
but okay.
I've had the Maduro one, and like it's just nothing but like. You ever have a cigar that like coats your mouth,
Mhm.
but it's like a nice kind of like mellow kind of creaminess to it, and then just like a subtle sweetness, and then like all those kind of like subtle like black coffee and dark chocolate.
Well, this one enhances all the flavors in my mouth.
Sure.
And I mean, it really does. It's just pretty damn tasty.
There's a party in your mouth, and that's invited.
I could have sworn you've had
Yeah.
one of those before, but
I don't. I might have, but I mean, I don't remember having this particular cigar. So, yeah.
Decorative.
Thanks. I'm having the Ramon Bueso Legend Maduro, and it's a mainstay of mine. I really enjoy it. It's not a super expensive Gordo style cigar, but it just doubles down. It's basic, but it executes the flavors correctly, executes the construction correctly. And if I'm ever at a loss on what to pick, I just grab one of these guys. Like I can't describe the flavor at this point. It's got some cedar, a little bit of very minor kind of like coffee flavors. Not really dark chocolate. It's just like you walk in our humidor and you smell like that tobacco sweetness in the air. That's the flavor of the cigar.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's just
good.
It's good. Some cigars I can pick out flavors. This one is just it's good.
Mhm.
You know?
Good.
It's good.
Ramon's solid, man. That's a good, well-priced offering, man.
I mean, he rolls for punch. He does some of Oliva's cigars. He's been known to do some for.
I think Hoyo back in the day. These were like in his early
Hoyo.
days.
He did Hoyo a bit. AJ Fernandez will lean on him for some lines that aren't exclusively in his factory but have his name on them. So he'll lean on him for those. And the dude owns a couple different plantations, has 2 factories. Like, knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's an old head in business for sure.
I'll be interested to see what he comes out with next.
I know.
We got some more here. Bruce Bush just let me know it's not his cigar. Thank you, Bruce. I tune into a geography lesson. Yes. Anatolian or Anatolia is a area in Turkey. What's everyone drinking?
I hope he's wrong. Jamie, verify this.
It's more of a cultural thing, but like it's a geographic / cultural area in Turkey.
Scribbled down.
I like when it's smoked and sliced thin. Turkey.
My turkey. What about you? What do you have, Chad?
To drink, I got the good old Red Bull. When am I going to get sponsored? Red Bull?
It gives you
Please.
wings. You're flying
Red
for that
Bull.
cigar.
Red Bull
I mean,
is
look
not
at
a
that ash.
sponsor yet.
One of these days, they're going to come back and be like, here's free Red Bull. That's all you get.
Honestly, you'd be happy.
I would be.
You'd
Yeah,
be happy with a shirt. Just anything.
maybe.
Cap.
I'd like,
Give him a
I'd
cap.
like my car wrapped.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Driving around like Ken Block.
Little Red Bull car running around town.
I know he's Monster. Every dude gets a tattoo. Every Kyle has a tattoo of Monster on their arm, you know?
Every Kyle. All right, well, so I'm having some Bib and Tucker here that was generously brought by our friend Matt, hanging out in the peanut gallery over here. Thank you, Matt.
We all bought it.
Smooth standard. We all contributed.
Everyone worked together equally on it. It was great.
Yeah, we all actually contributed on that one.
Yeah, that and my Liquid Death Grim Leaper. Got my little splash of tea and caffeine over here.
We all
One of my-
contributed for that.
Yep. But I'm just drinking it. So, yeah, that was going pretty well. I like it. I've bibbed something I've had before and I enjoy it. It's a solid offering. You know. What about you, Lawrence?
I got my trusty tonic and lime.
Oh, we actually have triple sec over there.
Oh, that's all right.
Non-alcoholic.
That's all right. I'm good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, it's make a
Quite
faux,
refreshing and
I was gonna say like a faux Tom Collins, you know?
no, it's all good. Thanks.
Somebody bought the wrong bottle.
No, that was actually Chuk, who also does not
Oh, that's right. That was
imbibe, but he likes near things that are kind of close
Mhm.
for the experience, you know.
Yeah.
I started out with an old fashioned, and now I'm also having some Bib and Tucker that we got on Matt's idea there, and I don't know. I kind of want to go back to the old fashioned. I think that was pretty good.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Yeah, you'll allow it.
Yep.
So, speaking of cigars, Lauren, and learning about you more as our friend and stuff, where'd you start smoking? What brought cigars into your life, or premium tobacco in general?
Was it just warmth?
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes? Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Also known as the was it the state bird?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I was probably 16-ish. You know, starting off with the Swisher Sweets around the campfire.
Did you grow up here?
Yeah, I
Or-
grew up here.
I'm assuming, given that you started with an airlines out of Kenai, you probably grew up on the peninsula? Or?
Nope, I grew up in Anchorage.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I was in the Scouts growing up as a kid, did a lot of camping. From there, did a lot of hiking with friends, you know, getting older. And then in my 20s, had some great neighbors and friends doing bike trips and camping. We did the backwoods bag, and, you know, and then I upgraded from Swisher Sweets to the Choke and Puke Kings ones, or whatever the hell the names of them were. And then the tobacco cache was in the Diamond Center, and there was a lack of ID checking. So I started off, I think Mifflin was the first cigar that I really bought from them,
You just threw cars under the bus.
pretty much.
I mean, they killed the tobacco cache.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then, after I got married, lived over off of Rogers Park, had a good friend, down the street, and we just started getting some cigars, you know, some fine ones in the backyard, drinking whiskey and smoke a cigar, and barbecue up, and just progressed. And
Started
It's a good
enjoying the
evening.
good ones, and
Yeah.
nice.
It's a good evening, man.
That's perfect.
I mean, my bud Matt off screen can definitely vouch for that. That's a good time. Mm-hmm.
The at old Anchorage. You must have gone to when it was Pete's Tobacco upstairs then.
Mhm.
yeah, that place, when it was Pete's Tobacco, I went in there once. And I was looking for Al Capone's, the little cigarellos. And when I said that to Pete, he got this face on him like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, you come into my shop and you ask for Al Capone's, and I'm like, I'm going somewhere else. Sorry.
When
My
I was
apologies.
I'm embarrassed.
when I was a kiddo, my grandfather would take me over to Pete's in the now University Mall. He had a location over there,
Mhm.
and we would go in there and get pipe tobacco and stuff. And I remember meeting him a few times, but age gap, I'm probably the youngest guy. I am the youngest guy at the table.
Yep.
Yeah. By a wide slot.
You forget it, youngster.
Yeah.
So, when I get customers in, sometimes they tell me stories about things, and there's a guy that told me about P38, that a few of them that were up in Nome back in the World War II era, but they sank them because they didn't have enough pilots to fly them back down or something, so they just took it, everything they weren't going to use anymore, put it on the ice field, and once the summer came around, they all sank into lakes. And
Oh yeah.
so I'm wondering if you know anything about those kind of stories, or if there any
Yeah, there's been some expeditions that have just been out on the outskirts of, helping getting the plane ready to go up, where they've had to try to dig them out, and they've gotten this one. I don't even remember what plane it was or where it was at, but they were getting it dug and everything collapsed. And restarted the plane. You know what I mean? So it was just it was a failure. But I mean, I've known of people that have been trying.
It's all mud flat up there too, pretty much, all silty and whatnot.
Where is this?
So Nome area.
No, Mary? Okay.
No, I got a guy that I've worked with, Monty, working on the Rasmussen's BizJet plane out there, international. And in the 70s, he went down on the chain, and I don't remember what model plane it is, but similar to the T6. He had pictures of them, but there was either 4 or 6 planes, and they started salvaging. They had all the permits and everything, but they missed the permit by one day, meeting the guy at the office. The guy never showed up, so they just went out and did the stuff because they had all the paperwork. And they brought everything back to Anchorage and had everything pulled from them. And then, yeah. So, I mean, there's stories like that all around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good to know this guy wasn't just rambling, because he came in quite often drunk.
Oh,
So I kind of question whether these stories might be true or not.
One of our customers drunk.
Oh yeah, one of our customers.
I was going to say there's probably a lot of unclaimed military, like Navy and Air Force planes all around the state, just sitting in various different places, partially crashed or just sitting.
my father I seen him right before Christmas. I was down in Homer, and he gave me this book called Broken Wings.
Mhm.
And I just started it. I've only read like 3 chapters of it, but in the preface it says, there's 400 or 500, I don't know how many hundreds of airplane accidents across the state.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't salvage all the planes, so there's still wreckages that haven't been found, or people know where they're at, that are just still out there.
They're inaccessible unless you bring like a Huey helicopter out there and lift the
Right.
goddamn thing out.
So
Actually, I had a buddy die in a plane crash doing a slow moose pass, and just a little too slow, and then just went nose down. And it's I mean, his plane's still out there. They ain't picking it up. There's, no reason to really go out there and get it. It's destroyed. But then you also got like the ones in Hatcher Pass area, like on top of the mountains where they landed one of the military planes, and people go out there all the time to check them out.
oh yeah.
Never
There's-
got out there myself.
I've been up there. There's not much left of it. People keep
Taking
yanking pieces.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So like the really heavy chunks are still there, but like people have taken most of the fuselage at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you're not supposed to take pieces of the Berlin Wall, but people keep take little pieces out of it.
Oh, and you can buy more chunks of the Berlin Wall online than ever existed. I always thought that was funny. In Germany, you go to any tourist shop and they've got chunks of the Berlin Wall for like $500, and it's you start walking around, you're like, there's more chunks for sale than ever existed.
That looks like a rock.
Yeah, pretty much. It's got some shitty graffiti on it, and it's like, no, I don't believe you.
But yeah, the amount of airplane crashes up here every year is just insane. So
Well, they had the historic count of all the airplanes, and it drastically dropped in the 70s, and it's gotten less and less throughout the decade since then. But I mean, with the FAA coming in,
they became really good pilots back in the day, or else you didn't.
I mean, they pioneered the routes,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
going where no man's flown, and said, this is a good way to go. Or like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got a couple more here.
We got, well, let's see if I can make that so it's not so, well, whatever. Joey's coming in saying, drinking whiskey, smoking a cigar, and barbecue is my favorite kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good day.
Amen.
We got Mike coming in over satellite here. A live cam that shows a lounge we can cut to would be cool. Yeah, but
Be
we'd have
kinda
to
cool.
get permission from
We
everyone
need
in there.
permission.
Yes,
We do protect the privacy of all our members, of course.
Yes, we would, but
No.
They don't fly Hueys anymore. That's not true. There's
They actually got one, a lodge has one flying out. So.
oh, it's
Yeah, no more Hugh Lewis.
also, when I said Huey, I meant Chinook. There's two in the state, right?
What's that?
The Chinooks,
Chinooks?
the big twin prop
The
helicopters.
46,
Right.
CS46.
I think the Coast Guard and the Air Guard have one, if I remember correctly, and they use it for heavy lift missions. I'm looking
I
at
haven't
you.
seen
Well,
so
I'm
many.
not sure on that. I couldn't tell you. Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen many up here. I mean, it's always the Black Hawk that you see flying around in Anchorage. But
It's always silly. You up on like up in Merrill Valley a little bit late at night before they close it, and you look over, and there's just like two Blackhawks hovering above base, but they don't move. They just sit there and hover for like an hour. What are they doing?
Surveillance.
Yeah, just over base, you know.
Just hit
Black
bomb
Ops.
real quick.
Yeah,
see,
You
they got
don't see those helicopters.
yeah, you don't see them at all.
They got their eye on you up in Alpenglow there.
When I used to live over off the bar near the Costco,
Mhm.
and one night I went out back to deal with something on my truck and was heading in, and I looked up, and there was like three in a triangle blinking lights going overhead, probably 400 feet up, and it was super loud and disappeared. And you go back and look up the records, and there's no flights in that area, and I'm like, Blackhawks.
Well, I mean, like probably no record of Obama's flight going from here to Homer, but they brought up 3 Ospreys, and of course, you don't know which one he's on, but they flew right over my house. Like, what? I know that noise.
It's probably loud as shit.
Oh yeah, they're very unique noise for an
Why would you
airplane.
fly Osprey probably from Washington all the way up here?
Well, he wouldn't fly on them all the way up here, but they would. They brought him up, and
Probably out of Washington.
It's a long trip for an Osprey.
and Homer doesn't really have a very good airport for jets, so
Yeah.
Osprey was the next ideal way to do it. So just got to spruce them up a little bit, get the sand out of there.
Well, Loren, what are you looking forward to about the summer, man? We've been getting hammered this winter, snow and cold as shit lately. I assume you're not one of these assholes that goes out in like snowshoes and skis and things like that. And
Well, as a matter of fact,
Or he's one of those cool guys who doesn't talk about it.
yeah, that's even better.
No,
But
He's not a CrossFit guy.
I've
Not,
saying
not,
that in a
not
humorous way.
anymore. Those were my younger days.
Yeah.
Backcountry snowboarding and yeah. But no, these days I'm not much into going outside and snowshoeing unless it's to go sweep off an airplane. You know,
Yeah. mandatory.
Yeah, no, this summer I'm excited to be up in the sky. Yeah, I'm going to be getting a lot of time. Yep.
Oh yeah, man. I'm happy for you. Jesus, Dakota. This is me now, not me from 6 months ago.
That's a normal amount.
I know.
So
He's trying to get me drunk again.
snowshoeing, I just had to get my first pair of snowshoes because of a trailer was back, 100 feet into the woods, and with all the snow we got. So I am that asshole that now snowshoes.
Are you talking about your pooping boots?
My pooping boots.
Tilly won't do her thing outside of that. Her new fancy pooping boots.
Paws get too cold.
Yep.
Tilly's the dog, by the way. She her paws get
Everybody
cold.
knows.
Oh, but I do have snowshoes, and we do use them once a year, maybe twice a year. Go up to somebody's cabins and
You're going there to smoke, right?
doing everything.
All right, that makes sense. All right, that's tolerable.
So how many
Snowshoes.
planes do you go up in and light up a cigar and have a good time? No comment?
In the plane, nah. But after the flight, I would say that flying on the Iditarod, pretty much after every flight, I get out and get things all settled in and get to enjoy a cigar, unless I have to get to work right off the bat. But yeah, I usually try and enjoy a cigar a day, and there's no reason why not to. And Uniclid or McGrath, it's a beautiful country. Go
Yeah.
outside and check it
McGrath
out.
is beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of great people out there.
It's one of the few bush communities that's warming when you land and talk to people. They actually want visitors, unlike some of the villages you fly into. They just you're evil.
Well, they're evil until they get to know you. My
Or
dad,
You show up with a bag of oranges and chocolate.
my dad used to hook up plumbing out there for them. They used to use the honey pots, and my dad was able to figure out, or was working with a company that figured out a way to actually get working plumbing out there. And when he flies in, he has to wait until whomever was supposed to pick him up actually figures out what time it is. And then while he's waiting, people are kind of looking at him, and oh, you're the shitter guy. Oh, all right. Hey, how's it going?
You're doing everything good for us.
Yeah, right on. Otherwise, he gets the stink eye.
No, I've had some great experiences with the Iditarod. I mean, Galena is a great place as well.
I've
It's
never
just
had the
people have bent over backwards to help you out. So it's
Be a nice time to go just hang out in the summer out there and get a little work done, but a little sightseeing too.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, as part of helping the Iditarod, did you ever get a chance to see the finish and know?
actually
Is it as big of a party as they portray on television?
it's pretty big.
Yeah. It's a thing to do.
Definitely. It was definitely back in my drinking days. My first year volunteering for the Iditarod, they always tell you, it's like, yeah, 1 year we'll get you to know them, but it's never on your first year. And I was flying up from Galena to Uniclid, and we were flying over Uniclid. You could see it looking straight down, but that was it. The fog was pretty damn thick, and and then so they were gonna drop me off to the next village up, and then the fog bank was just rolling in. The guy says, "Hey, I can drop you off there, but I'm not getting out, and I'm going to Nome." And what do you think about that? And I said, "I'm going where the pilot's going," And so we got to Nome, and I got to see the 6th through 10th place finishers, and you hear the horn, and everybody comes out and runs around the burls, and I was fortunate enough to have the race director Mark Nordman. Loren, hey, come on up here, so I got to go inside the finish circle and watch them check out the dogs and do the finish, everything they had to do to finish check-in and
Meet the mushers who are past tired.
oh yeah.
It used to be every year I'd go out to Willow and watch the restart or the official beginning of the Iditarod. But hey, it'd be kind of cool. Just go out to Nome and check out how it finishes. Because I mean, everybody starts at one day, but
Oh,
it's a week-long process of people finishing. So
yeah. No, it's a great time.
Are you gonna volunteer this year?
Yeah, we're all set up. We've already had a couple of prep meetings. We've got one more next week for the Air Force, and then we start flying out, I believe, on the 24th. And we usually do a loadout out of Willow, but this year we're starting everything out of Merrill Field at Spernax for
Okay.
loading up all the planes from there and flying out to Rainy Pass. And then from that point, everything's sent in from McGrath, and from McGrath back to Rainy Pass, and then up to, I couldn't even remember which village, and then everybody transfers up to Unacleat, and then back hauls down to the mating point of McGrath, and then up to Nome. And usually the last 4 or 5 days of the race, we got a couple of planes in Nome. Yeah, so it's
It's gonna be an interesting year with the cold snap we've been having.
well,
It's
there's
supposed to keep on going.
quite a bit of snow, and it's real nice to have a lot of snow, and that's
Yeah.
not, you know.
yeah, every year it was always like, is there going to be enough this
Yeah.
year? Which way are we going? Going further north, or are we going to go straight?
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
how those guys, like, this year is gonna be a bundle up year for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like, it's gonna be brutal.
yeah. I mean, it's coming up at the end of the month, so I think there's a little time to warm up.
And then the Air Guard or the Coast Guard does the rescues if someone pops their little satellite
Yeah, the
relay.
National Guard, yeah.
National Guard.
Yeah, Air National Guard.
Yeah. So that I feel, given the cold and the conditions, that might happen a bit more than normal.
No, we'll see how it goes. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty good year. You know, the last year was wind blowing out near McGrath, and the fire burned the area. So the trail was pretty rough there, but it's looking like we got good snow all the way up. So it's going to be, I think it should be a good race.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Would it make it a faster race with more snow? Does it got more stuff or more snow to glide over, or with less snow?
I would say-
you could go over a lot more.
I'm not an expert on this, but
That's
I would
probably a
say,
sweet spot.
but you know, your river and creek crossings are not going to be flowing with water.
Mhm.
There shouldn't be any open water, so that's going to make life a lot easier, and that's usually where you get a lot of damage to the sleds and mushers and everything, especially coming out of the pass on the other side of Randy coming down the gorge. But yeah, definitely snow is good.
What's
You
the isn't it the week before they do the snowmobile race up there?
Mm-hmm. And then the Iron Dog, and then so when they're flying for the Iron Dog, that's why we're moved from Willow to Anchorage. Is they do a lot of flying out of Willow as well.
Uh-huh.
And it's just a little bit less traffic is what we're trying this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Iron Dog runs up, and then we have a team of trail guys on snow machines that go up and they trail mark the trail all the way up, and they're usually like 4 or 5 days ahead of the pack, ahead of the race. So it's
kind of trailblaze a little bit for them,
Yep.
so they don't have to pack it down themselves.
Yep, exactly. But still, if it snows,
Yeah.
you're
Can't help
busting
it.
trail.
I know, at least in the Anchorage School District, they have the kids do like little reports and like research, and they did rod running up, and they're starting to do that. My kid came home, he's like, "Hey, Dad, yeah, because of the weather, it's gonna be more like the traditional run to Nome," and I'm like, "That sucks for them. Snow and cold and just bitter. No,
And the
No.
original run up there.
it's gonna be one of the few years where they don't have to pack in a shit ton of snow in downtown Anchorage to do the run.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Thank
I
God."
think all the roads are already packed with snow anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot better for the dogs in the cold weather, and also it should be good.
Yeah. Oh man, you've seen those dogs so happy and ready to go. It's kind of a weird thing to see. Like,
Oh yeah.
Dilly and Farva, they're out there for 15 minutes at most right now. Nope.
Yeah, well, Farva needs his jacket.
Well, I can't find one big enough. The last one I bought him like 2 weeks ago, extra large. It's still not long enough for him.
I think I've seen some life vests at my work.
You should look up tactical vests that are insulated for like a full-size German Shepherd. They should fit him.
No.
Did they make vests for like seals or walrus or?
They might. Yeah.
Have you contacted your local zoo?
I'll think about it.
You should go down to the seed and feed with him and just be like, best him now.
Yeah.
Don't go in the back, find some dusty thing and be like, yeah, this will fit.
We've had this one for 15 years. Been searching for the right dog.
So, how's our cigars doing?
Yeah,
They're, halfway or more, or this or that, or the other, between us.
you've had to relight yours a
No.
couple times there, Chad.
First time. Just getting it a little bit better on the sides there. It's not really burning on the sides as well, so I decided to get it going again. But I mean, it's good. It's tailgater, same flavors as before, just a little bit more pronounced now that it's getting a little warmer. But yeah, as soon as it gets the sides burning, it'll calm down a bit.
Well, my Anatoly from Cigar here, it's just remaining remarkably smooth. A lot of times I have people smoke this and they always like it, but sometimes they're like, ooh, it's got a little spice. But I find if you smoke it nice and slow and smoothly, this thing is just velvety. I'm still getting a couple little, toasty notes here and there. I'm not getting much sweet or sugary notes anymore. It's got a little toast, a little leather, maybe a little nuttiness, but it's just super smooth, creamy smoke. Really enjoying it as always. I did one little touch up, but it was more of a fidget than anything. It probably would have corrected if I just left it, but yeah, great smoke as always. Big fan of Cigar, and not surprised by myself enjoying this cigar at the moment.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to wait for it to correct itself, so just hit it up real quick.
Like I say, it's more of a fidgety thing. Like it'll be fine, but you're like, well, it's not perfect, so I'm gonna.
Well, let's help this guy out a little bit.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that years ago because every time I do that, it's just cause runners all over the place when I do that.
That
It
was
drives
just
me
the way-
crazy, man. I gotta keep touching it. Yeah. I like the even burn, but this is turning out to be a nice smoothing out, mellowing out, and the flavor's still good,
Excellent.
robust and everything. So, but yeah, definitely smoothing out and
So-
definitely yum cake.
You two did the crown cut on top, the
Mhm.
double V.
Yeah.
So
Little double that. Yep.
how's that? You do that often, or just
That's my
your
cut.
go-to, right?
Yeah. The first time I did the single V, it was a really good draw, but the heat was penetrating in one direction.
Yeah.
In my mouth, and like I said, I smoke a cigar every day, and this evens out the flow.
Mhm.
So I like the flow with the V cut or
Did
the
I-
double V.
I don't want to take credit if it's not due, but did I get you started on that? I used to cut a lot of your cigars. I think you finally got a cutter.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
did I get you started on the
Yeah,
V / double
you
V?
gave me the V,
Yeah.
and then you asked me if I wanted to try the double V, and that was because that was within the first couple days of doing it.
Yeah.
I first got the V cutter, and then, I was still going back to my straight cut. And
Yeah.
So you want to try a double cut? And I was like, well, hell yeah, we'll try it. And then I've been a fan since. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well,
I just definitely like the flow better. It's like,
It's a great
so
cut.
if you don't twist your cigar or something, you get a hot spot. At least I get a hot spot
Yeah.
in one part of my mouth. I can
I
see
can
that.
definitely tell with what you're talking about with this. I mean, as you explain it, it's coming in like, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah.
I'm one of those guys who normally tries to do a punch and then it fails, so I do a V.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, the cigars progress to like bitter chocolate, just a little bit of like black pepper in the background. Retrohelde got a little bit of cedar. But yeah, no, I kind of wish I'd done double V, but at this point it's kind of a little late to do it. So
It's never too late.
it's never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Well, we're getting close to the end of the hour here. Shall we talk about the winner for the contest?
That would be up to you, Chad.
Mr. Bruce Bush, you were one of the very few people that commented on the last video, and you won our growler that we give away. Yeah, go ahead and grab one real quick.
Now, I don't think Bruce is still here anymore. Maybe he is, but I don't think he is. And we're going to forgive him because he's in Florida.
Yeah.
So it's 11:30. He's probably in his little jams, all cozied up. He's got him a little hot cocoa and chamomile tea. But yeah, we love Bruce and appreciate him tuning in.
So Bruce, we'll get in contact with you, send that down to your house, and now we'll know where you live.
Yep. Branded Fifth Avenue Cigars on your cap, and then Lounge on Fifth on the front.
So all you have to do to enter is just leave a comment on the videos. We'll pick one at random next time. If you won before, we're gonna probably skip you then. But if nobody else comments, then you're gonna win another one.
Yeah. Any comments? If you're watching and you enjoy it, we appreciate it. We love the interaction. So yeah, please just comment. Even if you just say hello.
Yeah.
We
Well, I like that one. The Osprey has a 1,600-mile range.
Yep. Up top there.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, dude, he's talking shit. Yeah.
So I
And it will
assume
be
they.
a great Iditarod this year, that's for sure.
I assume the Osprey went from Washington to Juneau and then up here.
Or Sitka, one or the other.
Yeah, so just someplace to refuel, and then
Can you imagine being some executive guy on an Osprey for 6 goddamn hours with your fucking headphones on, just like, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life.
I could not be that guy.
Yeah.
We got a couple more over there. Mike agreeing it'll be a good Iditarod.
I did hit him there. We got Chip coming in. That's a great growler.
Martin.
Thanks again.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Beard coming in here. Straight cut gang.
Oh my.
Yeah, you're wrong in every way.
Straight Cut Mafia.
What about on Instagram there?
Martin? I don't know if we said Martin over here. Appreciate you, buddy.
Martin,
And Double V. Martin's a Double V guy as well.
looks
He knows what's up.
like we got hello from Seward again.
Yeah, we got a few people coming in here. We got Taberlacera. That's pretty cool.
And scroll up to the top of that, or
I can scroll
that
a little
like
bit. It's very limited.
there we go. Yeah, didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's lame.
Alrighty, so well,
Anyway, we do appreciate everybody joining us, commenting. Hope to make it a little fun, get a little incentive to get your voice out there and say hello. And who is that? Yeah, Chip loves a growler. That's great. Thanks for the feedback, and thank you for always tuning in, man. You're a what's the word? Stalwart. You're always here. We
You're
appreciate
awesome,
that.
buddy.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody enjoys the show.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Loren. Appreciate it. I've been trying to get you on here for probably a couple years now, I guess. We finally did it. So yeah, cheers. Cheers to us, my friend.
Right on.
Cheers to everybody here. And Cigars, Premium Tobacco, all our wonderful friends and family in the cigar community. All right.
On that high note, we'll just call it a night. We'll see you the first Saturday of next month in February. And we hope you all have a great night. Now we're going to do a pose.